Hey YouTube, I interrupt your regular scheduled mag-fed marker videos to introduce my new friend. It is a Spyder Victor. Now, this idea has just come about because in Canada, our loser Prime Minister Trudeau is attempting to pass a bill that C-71, for some of you that aren't familiar with it, that would ban replica firearms, which unfortunately also includes paintball markers and airsoft markers, among other things. So this is sort of a workaround, at least I hope it could be. This would be exempt from such bill because it doesn't resemble a replica firearm in any way. Doesn't have a conventional shape. I mean, yeah, it's got a trigger and a grip, but it's gonna have a hopper and a tank. So let me tell you a little bit about the Spyder and why I chose this for my next little endeavor. This marker is dirt cheap. It is not the most inexpensive, but it is the cheapest with aftermarket support. Spyder, this marker, its system has been around 20 years, 25 years maybe even, in its most basic form. It's gone through some improvements over the years, and there are clones of this marker. There are a lot of clones of this marker, and this marker, I don't know the whole history, is probably a clone of something else actually. But in any case, I chose this. It's cheap. You can buy it for us, your fellow Canucks out there. You can get this a crappy tire for 130 bucks. I paid 130 bucks for my local paintball shop just because I support my local paintball shops. 130 bucks. You can buy barrels for this. You can buy drive springs for this, hoppers, all this stuff. Something about the Spyder brand is the barrel system. It is Spyder specific. It's called Spyder thread. It resembles, you know, some of the more common threads like A5 or I think it's autococker also looks kind of like that. No, not autococker. I don't know, whatever, don't matter. There's a couple of different barrels that resemble this, but Spyder marker, Spyder barrel, it requires. But Labco, and there's a few other companies that sell adapters that you can put any kind of barrel on this that you choose, the freak barrels, what have you. Little bit about this marker. It is unconventional in an LL sense because it is a blowback marker, much like a Tippmann 98, a TMC, First Strike T15 even. They're not known to produce high feet per second, high velocities. Because of the system is designed, you cock the initial launch with its spring loaded. And once an initial cocking is done and fired, part of the air pressure that would normally be used to just propel the ball forward in a blow forward system is also recycled to reset the bolt for the next shot. So it's wasting air that we would otherwise want to be going down the barrel. If you've been around a while, prior to my YouTube channel, I've been on Facebook a long time. I did spend a lot of time at the T15 and the blowback system, and I managed to squeak out like 28 joules. And this was before, you know, some of those dynamic sleeves came. Even the Grimberg barrel wasn't even out then, and man, some of that stuff I would have loved to give a shot. And I know there's some people I've been helping out recently that are willing to give it another go around, but that's besides the point. Anyways, this is a unconventional blowback system. It is a twin tube stack design. So the bolt is up top, the hammer is located right about here, and the valve assembly is right here. So when you cock this back and fire. Hammer hits the valve pin right about there. I'm probably calling that the wrong thing, but again, it's new to me, newer. And releases the air, travels up into the second tube here. When you're in these two, the hammer and the bolt move in tandem here in parallel. So when it hits the valve, it releases the air up into the bolt and then out the barrel. And some magic happens in there, which uses some of that air pressure to recock your bolt. This marker has 0 electronics in it. It is 100% mechanical. It's unproven yet. I don't know what this is going to do. But what I do know about electronic markers that operate with sort of the same principles as this marker, same system, the twin tube stack. Not all of them are like that, but there's a couple of them. Is the electronic markers have solenoids inside. The solenoids are very sensitive to high pressure. Most of those markers are low pressure types that are designed to run at like 450 psi or less. This marker is advertised to accept standard bottle pressure, which is otherwise known as 800 to 850 psi, and CO2. So there's no, you can run one, but you can't run the other. This marker is designed to run both. It's advertised as running both. I'm going to compare that later on, you know, which gas produces better results, but that's just a lowdown on this marker. So it's hopper fed. Don't know, I'm gonna run a hopper. It's probably gonna be more like a spring tube. This has a single detent, sorry, somebody corrected me. I always call them dedents. Detent, there you have it. Detent, it's a single detent right there. Uses the same detent as a Grimberg barrel, actually. Just a single one though. So how that holds up, I don't know yet. This is not a shooting video. This is a blah, blah, blah video. First tests are gonna be just out of the box. It does have a velocity adjustment there. I have not touched this. I'm gonna run standard output pressure. It's gonna be my Tipman tanks. It's gonna be 825 PSI, just my little 9 CI here. I'll just thread it in just loosely there so you can kind of get the gist of it. Gonna look something like that. Shoot it out of the box on standard pressure. Probably do a 90 gram. Don't know what order this stuff's gonna happen. I just wing it sometimes. Then we're gonna dial in the FPS on the standard bottle pressure and see where it gets to. I think I'm only gonna shoot joules to start. I think can of rye balls, the 10 grams are probably too heavy for this marker out of the box. But that remains to be seen. I mean, I may do a video, shoot them anyways, just to see what it does. I mean, this thing might surprise me, I don't know. It's 100% mechanical. I'm just gonna send it. We're gonna start with the standard bottle pressure. We're gonna go up to, I'm only gonna go up to 1100. I'm not gonna go crazy with anything higher than that. Just for safety reasons, for, you know, you guys at home. If you wanted to replicate this, you know, I wanna make it reasonable for you to do. I don't wanna put anybody's lives at risk. And in my opinion, they sell 1100 PSI paintball tanks because you use 1100 PSI paintball tanks. I mean, mostly in a remote line setup, but that's another here or there. They exist, so they must be okay to use. So maximum 1100. I already do have some accessories for this. You know, expansion tank, maybe. I might have already. You can upgrade the dry springs in this. You can upgrade the valve spring. I don't know what any of those things are gonna do. So you're gonna see me probably try and fail. I'm hoping for more success than failure, but yeah, that's why I do the videos. It's, you know, kind of fun. It's fun for me to tinker around. And hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes, or it saves you money. Ultimately, it saves you money, but that's why I chose this thing, man. It's 130 bucks. How can you go wrong? So stay tuned for those videos. They might not happen like all consecutively in a row, because I got so many other projects on the go. My HTP 50 to tents I'm working on. FSC is done. And it's firing, but I changed my mind on kind of the overall look, and I'm not going to run the compensator anymore, but yeah, I'll have some updates on those in separate videos. So this one was just for the Spyder Victor and Canadians out there. Say no. Bill C71. Well, we don't really have a say, so let's hope it just gets voted down, and we can all continue to go about our hobbies and our sports in a regular, civilized manner without the intervention of some loser government. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to get political, actually. I'm not a political person, but it just really bothers me. You know, we're just out here having fun, guys. That's what it's all about. So let's not ruin it for everybody else.